so this thing does not address the holiday flags you were talking about, Ramona.
No, the legal letter from your attorney does.
Horror show.
That was plural.
But I think what that letter is saying though is, it's not a recognized official US flag. You know, you're not supposed to display the US flag in a disrespectful way.
But the point is,
I don't know if you can
the point
use a
that we're-
holiday flag,
but the point is,
flag with the
we
US
can
flag.
either only allow official US flag, only,
Yeah.
or we can allow the UCF, the Pittsburgh.
But
the
there are
game
many
day.
official US flags, so.
But we haven't limited it to official US flags. We're allowing sporting flags, we allow Thanksgiving flags, everything else. And we're either gonna be strict on only official US flag, and then we tell hundreds of other neighbors that you can't handle your Pittsburgh flag, your UCF flag, your Florida State flag,
And I'm still putting mine on.
your New York Giants flag, okay, and make a lot of people angry. Or we can say, we can't do anything about this for the one homeowner who finds the protest flag unacceptable. I don't think we wanna go in and make hundreds of people mad.
No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Really, the
Okay,
Florida
so,
statute,
we-
what the Florida statute does is that it's homeowners associations, you can't prohibit anybody from flying an American flag.
Which I think is phenomenal.
That's what it's saying.
And I'm all
Yeah.
for that. So we have a motion on the table.
But what Jennifer's letter says is that flag they're flying is not an official recognized US flag.
It is, but we have not limited ourselves to
So
only.
we can tell them to take it down, but then we have to tell everybody else to take the
Right.
other ones down.
If you wanna do that, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We can make a policy that these flags, like college teams, professional teams, make a policy.
I think you're jumping down a slippery slope.
You know,
Is it?
Valentine's Day, I mean, people put out,
I don't know if she is the resident or the owner's representative, but she's waiting for a response, or she's turning it over to her attorney for saying she can't fly this American flag.
We're not saying she can't, so
Yeah.
If you're gonna say you
So
have to take it
so
down,
we
be
have a motion.
prepared for a fight,
what was the motion?
to remove the violation, to
Remove
close
the
the
violation.
violation.
And that's second.
And I make the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I abstain for further
You
research?
can abstain.
Yes or
Yes
no?
or no.
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
I'd like to read more about this stuff.
And we can do it, we can prohibit it, but then we have to prohibit all flags that are not official US flags. Okay, next, Ramona.
Okay, we did all of these requests except for, now we are on the late and collection fee group. Look how pretty in yellow.
They're
I
asking,
under,
how much are they asking for a waiver?
the yellow one, $8.43.
Okay.
And let me explain something before you say this is within my realm.
Yes, because I was. Yeah.
These collection fees are not the ones that get waived by first service if you waive a late fee, etc. Because they're on the new contract, which means you pay them up front, whether or not the homeowner pays them. So I'm no longer writing the, okay, I'm gonna waive this for you.
I have no problem waiving $8.43.
So, who is this? This is,
$7, $8,
What was the fee for?
late payment.
I don't know what happened to the $25 late fees. You don't actually charge a late fee. And I don't know why that stopped.
Okay, here, let's make this easy. I make a motion that we waive all late fees under $35 as contained in this packet. The highest one is $35, so $7, $8.
The highest one was 35.
Yep, 35 is the highest, I saw.
I go with 36, it's 35.29.
Okay, 36. I amend my motion.
Gotta get over this.
I'll second his motion.
Good, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Don? Aye, okay, thank you. Hey, Ramona?
They might have to be- You're right, you do.
Yeah.
Those are gonna have to be signed. Okay, next, turn the page, where are we? We're waiting on the Pepsi machine. Okay, we're down to the vendor for gate preventative maintenance. John, you have the floor.
Gee, thanks. I talked with two vendors, Florida Gate Masters. They came with a preventative maintenance, quarterly inspections, PM, $4,500. And the list of things that they check when they do the preventative maintenance is attached. We also talked to them about, kind of tired that when they come out to fix a gate, they come out, oh, I need a part needs to be ordered, or it's gonna cost $500 or, $450, I need to get approval for that. And so the gate sits unrepaired until they come out a second time. And our gates have been open too often, broken too often. And so I talked to this one, to Sean, and I said, what if we let you, when you come out, you notice, we come out on a broken gate, and it let you do on the spot repairs up to $500. And he said, yeah, we can do that, that'd be fine. I said, the second thing is, when you come and do, and find out that you need a card, and the card is, I don't know, $1,000, whatever it is, but anyway, it takes 2 weeks to get it. And that happens too many times, and we're 2 weeks, Sparrow Landing was probably a good example of that, before they could get the card to come out and fix the gate. And I said, what if we buy a card and leave it, either we'll keep it or you keep it, but it's our card. So when you come out and you need a card, you've got one, and then we replenish that. And he said, we can do that too, so he's willing to work with us on that. Now, the problem I have with this guy is Sparrow Landing's been out for quite a while. They finally got the part. They told us they were gonna come Saturday. Well, they got the part and it was supposed to be done Friday, I thought. Then they called up and said they would be able to do it Saturday. And I looked at it Saturday, it was still open. I looked at it Sunday, it was still open.
And they fixed it Monday.
They finally came out Monday and fixed it. But that's that company. I don't know how reliable they're gonna be. The one positive they had was their trucks have welding equipped to weld. And that's been a big problem too, when the guy comes out to fix it. In each welding, they don't have the facilities. Some previous vendors we've been calling. These guys' trucks have welding, they can fix it on the spot. So I like that kind of thing. Then we talked to Florida Door Control, and they have a plan, a preventative maintenance plan. Their PM was a little bit higher. Again, it's a four times a year PM. And, but they also had a gold plan and a platinum plan. The gold plan, should any service calls be required, any labor costs are covered. So we wouldn't be paying an additional labor charge for anything come out on a service call.
And the response time
But the
is?
parts are not included.
And the response time?
And then they have a platinum plan where everything is included. You pay for the year. Basically, they take over, for all intents and purposes, ownership of the equipment. They have to fix it, no additional cost to us. It's a one-time charge per year, or we can spread it out over a couple of months. But the difference in price, as you can see, their PM was $5,500 compared to $45 for our Gate Masters. Their gold plan was $11,000, so that's 4 PMs a year, and any labor on maintenance calls are included, so no cost for labor. You just pay parts. And the platinum plan was everything's included. We've been paying and that's $20,000, $15,000, $16,000 for the first year. It goes up over the next couple of years. We've been paying, what did we say, roughly $21,000 a year in gate maintenance.
Probably easy to have.
The problem with the platinum one is they have to come and do an inspection, and they have to bring everything up to speed before they will even accept us in the platinum plan.
Not they, we.
Well, yeah, we would have to do it too, fix it, to get it up to their specs.
Well, I'm willing to see what they think
So-
we have to do to bring up to speed.
That's what I think we ought to do, is pay for an inspection,
We have
whatever
to pay
that
for
cost
that?
is.
Can we pay for that inspection?
Huh?
Can we pay for the
Can
inspection?
we pay for it? Sure.
Or, would they expect it for free?
Oh, well, if we go with them, the first,
I'm all for
the
the
first preventative maintenance inspection would tell you, which is covered if we go for the $5,000 plan, which would tell you what needs to be done to fix it, and then we could upgrade it.
I read it over, and I'm all for this platinum plan, because I think it's less than we spend a year. You've got two concerns. One is, are they gonna say all our stuff is crap and charge us 20 grand to upgrade it, which we don't wanna do. And then the other question I don't see they address is, we have to have pretty quick response time. We don't have all that money, and we don't get that now. So
No.
when did they tell us our response time?
Well, one day, 24, both of them told us one day, 24 hours.
And do we pay this
Including
money
weekends?
up front, or do we pay this as a monthly, divided up by 12 and?
Either.
You can, I think you can, I know with the Florida Gate Masters, you can pay quarterly if you want.
I'd rather.
On Florida Door Control, I'm not sure yet.
Quarterly.
Quarterly.
To make sure that they're living up to their part of the
Yeah.
agreement, not paying all that money up front.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I want to put in the contract, John, 24-hour response time, 7 days a week.
The other, okay, 24/7.
Well-
I don't know if you get it.
Are we gonna look at replacing these gates?
Well, that's the other thing, how much do we wanna go into this if we're gonna, if we do North Shore Boulevard? Are we gonna keep the gates?
Well, we're nowhere close to doing North Shore Club Boulevard, so.
Yeah, I think we can do this for a year.
These guys, Florida Door Control, have 2 big warehouses, they have parts. We wouldn't be waiting weeks for parts. One of the biggest problems we've had in our gates is the hinges. They think the hinges are junk, and they have created their own hinges. They've created a hinge with a grease fitting.
See, that's what you need.
And but it would cost us quite a bit to replace all the hinges. But if a hinge goes, they'd probably replace it with a grease fitting,
Yeah.
which would prolong the life of the gates. So I kind of like these guys, but I'm not sure of what it would take to get us up to.
Sure, of course, that's the unknown.
The other thing is, were they available on the weekends?
Well, 24
Wasn't
hours,
it-
24 hours.
No.
No.
Not when it comes to gate vendors,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not.
So are they saying 24-hour business days, John, or 24 hours, 7 days?
I could wait a weekend.
You know, the insurance person asked me, one of the gates was out, how fast we fix them, I said they were within 24 hours. Because she told me a story where a gate broke, it was left open, someone came in and killed somebody, and the association got sued. So we wanna have it fixed within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's, I'm not gonna do that.
But
With Florida
There's
Door
two
Control, they said 24 to 48 hours if we're only on the PM contract. So if we're a customer, it is within 24, 48 hours, but we're only a preventative maintenance contract. If we had a service call, they'd be out 24 to 48 hours. If we were on the Gold or Platinum plan, it was a 6-hour response time.
including weekends?
I don't have that, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to ask Billy yet.
Can we do more research on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do more research on this. Yeah, that's why I say team this the next meeting. That's all. Hey, this is just an example, because that's all NAs, this is Kissimmee, I guess it's an example of an inspection
Yeah.
that they do, because our gates are welded,
No, we had asked them
We had asked him
if
what.
they had a list,
He didn't look like
and
it.
so he sent us a sample.
yeah, okay. Jay, what do you think, we do more research and table this right now?
Yep. So John, my key is 24 hours.
Yeah, well, the PM, on Florida Door Control, I was just telling them that if you only take the PM plan, their response time on a service call is 28 to 48 hours, and 24 to 48 hours. I don't know if that includes weekends.
Good, I
If
like
you're
the,
on the Gold or the Platinum plan, it's a 6-hour response time.
good, I like the idea of the platinum plan, including if that service time includes weekends, and how bad we have to upgrade the gates to get to their compliance, you know?
And their inspection, is it gonna be a free one, or we
just ask them to do a free inspection.
Well, you could do that, or you could say for the first year, we try this Florida door control, pay the PM the $5,000 contract for quarterly PMs. And that first PM inspection would be the one
John,
to
I'm
find
ready.
out what we needed to do to get into the other plans, and we could always upgrade to the other plan.
John, I think whatever you recommend works. I mean, the gates are just a chronic, horrific problem,
I know it.
and we know that at the end of their life. So- I'll follow what you recommend, John. We get so many complaints about these gates. Hey, look, I think we all know we're either gonna gate in North Shore Golf Club Boulevard in the next year or two, or we're gonna upgrade the gates, right? Probably gonna be one of those two, so,
Might be lower.
yeah. I know. Okay, so we're gonna table the gates on John's recommendation.
Okay, the next is the wall damage.
Okay. Are we gonna pay for that, and then Geico's gonna reimburse us?
I'm not sure, I just wanted to make sure I got approval so that when we were ready, I didn't have to wait for a board meeting.
I'll make a recommendation that we approve the wall repair and suspect that we'll get reimbursed from Geico.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It is $1,960 for the wall itself. There is also a cost from the landscaper for the sod and the replacement of the tree.
And we'll get Van Geico for all that.
Yes,
Got it,
I
of course.
said
Why
all
don't you
of
do it
that.
like $4,000 or $5,000?
For what, repairing the wall and the cost associated with the wall. Whatever that comes out to, the tree, all that. And to make sure we get a mature tree of the same size that we lost.
Yes,
You can buy any size tree you want, Geico's paying for it, so get a tree of the same size. And
Police
remember,
report said the tree was valued at $50. I said,
No, tree.
not our tree, maybe the tree in the median that belonged to Orange County.
hey,
However,
and Ramona, remember this time of year, we don't get as much rain, so we put a tree in, somebody's gonna have to water it. I mean, they get, scoop a bucket of water out of the pond there, and use it for the tree. But once we plant a tree, it needs a lot of water for the first 2-3 weeks, so. Let's add that into, capital levy golf management, and add that in. So, add in $500 labor to Geico for watering the newly planted tree until it roots. We shouldn't have any out-of-pocket expense for this.
okay,
Okay, thank you. That was easy?
was there a second?
Mark did.
Thank you. Another signature. Then we have the tree proposals for the large tree.
Did we vote on that last?
We didn't vote on that, I don't think.
We did, all in favor, yeah.
Did we?
No.
I don't think we did.
Second, okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Tree proposals. Thank you. We have a lot of them.
We have, 2 more proposals coming in at the end of this
Well,
week.
one's in here. We got one more coming Friday.
One more coming Friday, can we just deal with this?
Or do we wanna,
Vote for this or cheaper, if we get cheaper from the.
do a maximum and time?
I like that, okay.
And are we taking it down or are we turning it?
Take it down.
Which tree are you talking about?
It's the first one to be, it's a beautiful tree.
Oh,
They estimate over 100 years old.
But it's full of bugs, and it's right at the road.
That's on the Lake Shore,
Yeah, it's on Heartburn Highway.
right by Andy's house.
You know, I hate to say this, but if we're gonna bring the tree crew out, we should look at all the trees, how they're deployed. Half the cost is deploying the equipment with the crews.
Yeah.
That's true.
Really think we should look at all. They'll eyeball it all for us for free, to go into each community and look at the trees. It's not like we're giving them an unlimited budget. But half the cost of deployment, just like bringing out the sidewalk repair guys. I'd rather just go ahead and do that.
Do you wanna table it and have them look at the community?
Well, this
and-
tree's a danger if it falls into the road, it blocks the entire road.
Well, it's not gonna fall down. The one guy out said, did he say something we can see if it comes back by April next year and take care of it in April? And we were like, well, we've been noticed because residents on either side called it in, and you can see the one limb is definitely dead.
So we should take that limb down.
Well, that was one option, but another guy said that,
Oh,
he goes,
tree.
he went and, he goes, yeah, it's all disease, you gotta get rid of the whole tree.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna cut a limb off, gotta cut the whole thing down.
Well, let's see what the other guy says on Thursday, if it's stable, Friday, if it's stable or not.
Yeah.
You Maybe
you
the guy wants to take down the whole tree because it's more money,
Yeah,
right?
could be.
You know, so.
I don't
Do you
know.
wanna table it?
Yeah.
I usually
okay.
table it. Also find out what other trees we need to take care of.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll contact those vendors.
You know, we should almost send out an email to the residents that we're gonna have the trees maintained, anybody who needs a tree. This is a chance to piggyback on there, really good deal. When we get ready to select somebody, we should do, tell the residents, hey, we've selected Davy Tree, Budget Tree, Kevin's Tree to come out and work in the community. While they're out here, anything you get, you'll get a discount because the trees are deployed.
I just had my trees trimmed this last weekend.
Yeah.
Now you tell me.
So we should do that, well, it's Don's project. Okay, tree, we're gonna table.
Okay, pressure cleaning the walls and the columns. I was able to get two of them before the meeting. One is Mallard from Bob that you sent me, Dave.
We're doing a great job, yeah.
The other one is, Aquablast, who did.
They did the wall, Sparrow
Landing
Landing, right? Yeah.
Walls, yes.
So 1,500? So for the sidewalks, let's see.
It's for the sidewalks at 1,500.
No, 26,
So they're gonna do the sidewalks from Moss Park to the school
That's-
entrance?
that's all I asked for.
$2,600 to do that?
Well, they're not regular sized sidewalks, those are wide
Well, the one side's wide, but the other side's narrow.
once you get past the bridge.
Yeah, once you pass the bridge, but it does narrow down to the subdivision. Wow.
Yeah, sidewalk's bad all the way to the,
And this side,
to the roundabout and then all the way down.
this side, it's wide all the way down to Kirby Smith.
And it's bad the whole way.
And that's what I'm thinking, the whole thing needs done, that's why I think it's a lot, I thought that's gonna be the whole thing, but that's only to the school, right?
Can we just get by pressure, putting bleach on the sidewalk? Pump up the spurs? So I used to do it in my driveway, instead of pressure wash.
So this guy,
Well, you won't get the same effect.
Yeah, I don't think
so one's 4,100 total, and this other one is what?
5, 12, 6, 36, 25.
I won't give it to Mallard, but I think we should just revise the scope of the quote. Let's have a look at the sidewalk from one end to Kirby Smith to the other.
That's what I say.
Okay, so have them resupply for Kirby Smith to Moss Park Road. The sidewalk, the whole way.
You know, while we're at it, I don't know if you guys noticed when you guys walk your dog, how it is in your guys' subdivision, but all the storm sewer drains are covered with
Mold.
mold.
Yeah.
Why can't we get the whole subdivision done?
They're a mess.
They are a mess. Get everything spick and span. It's gonna be a lot of money, but the more we do now, it'll be cheaper in the long run, I think.
Yes, because they're gonna have to,
You know,
like
they'll be out
Dave
here,
said, they're
that'll
gonna
be a
be here.
week, 2-week job for
Yeah,
them or
they're
something.
already deployed.
Yep.
So let's have them do all the storm drains, have them go for
Yeah,
storm drains.
throughout the, you know, all subdivisions.
All the storm drains, all subdivisions. Well, let's see how it is. I mean, we're at budget time anyway, so we can certainly look at it for the budget.
So this is,
Now, let's
only the storm drains, you're not talking about sidewalks. in
No, just the storm
communities, Just the storm drains,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, then, where am I? That's done, those were done. The Sparrow Landing gate repairs, if you would like to put that in the minutes, please.
No, I don't know what kind of money they have, but that's gonna be a
So-
big number. That's gonna be a big number.
You want me to make a motion? Okay, for the emergency needs of Sparrow Landing, we approved $2,177.21 to fix that gate that's been broken for several weeks. We're adding this to the board meeting, it's already been signed and fixed under the emergency repairs for safety of Sparrow Landing. Do I have a second for this expense has already been authorized and set under the emergency?
I second
protocol?
the motion.
Good, any discussion? All in favor? Aye, that's 4. So,
Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry, while we're on that, do you wanna go ahead and do, the swale and the environmental engineer on the same topic?
Oh, let's make a motion to add the swell. Is it on the agenda?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to discuss the swell at the meeting today.
Okay, second, any discussion?
Discuss it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to discuss it. What we talking about?
Okay.
Well, we have the notice from, St. John's River Management and EPD that our swale is non-compliant.
Let's take the vote on the first motion we
Yeah.
just made. Got two things, all in favor?
He asked, I,
Favor of adding it to the
Discussing,
agenda?
yeah, add to the agenda as we discussed.
okay, go ahead, John.
What's it do?
Go ahead,
All right,
we're running out of time.
yeah, one of the things we gotta add, we've got another bill in from the engineering firm looking at the
Oh, I'm
swell.
sorry, we've got another letter in from St. John's Water Management that we have 90 days to comply with the compliance of the swale. Otherwise, we risk a lien against the community, right? Right?
I don't have that one.
I thought it came in 2 weeks ago. Okay, they sent a letter. It certainly went to the attorneys
90 days from what date?
about 2 weeks ago. I don't have the date.
September 18th or something like that?
Okay, on or about September 18th. And we had 90 days to comply.
September 11th is the date.
September
Okay,
11th.
September 11th.
So we're
We
already
had 90 days to
into this.
comply with the swales along the lake being out of compliance
Okay,
under threat of lien against the community. So we're trying to scramble to address that.
So I think we need to, one, we gotta approve the bill
Yes.
for the work that hasn't been done, and we should approve future.
Right. So in response to, responding to St. John's Water Management District for their non-compliance, we've done some engineering and some legal analysis. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Well, the first motion I'd like to make is to approve for Schmidt Engineering payment of up to $3,200.
For analysis and recommendations to bring us compliant to the regulatory's request. Also note, Ramona, that in our regulations, that swale was supposed to be inspected every year for the last 10 years. And we find no records that the swale had ever been inspected by previous board or outside agencies. So every year in our covenants and in the easement, that swale was supposed to be inspected every year for the last 10 years. We find no record that it was ever inspected by board or by outside agencies for compliance. Yeah, that was part of the original easement of the community. So we're a little bit behind the toe on this.
Do we got a second on the motion?
I second it. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, as far as future monies for this, what do we wanna approve here?
We have a recommendation from the attorney and other people that have worked with St. John's Water Management District that while we have retained a civil engineer, we should bring in an environmental engineer. They've recommended a company called Biotech,
BIO.
BIOTECH, that's quite proficient in remediation of EPD and St. John's issues. And I make a motion that we start dialogue with Biotech, bring them in as an ancillary on this project, not to spend over $2,500 without further board approval.
I second the motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are we gonna go after any of the homeowners that have filled in this well?
I think that, and also our attorney thinks that the original developer of the community,
Yeah,
she's already sent him a letter of demand to the original developer, and he is still in business, and he's been noted that they may have some liability for this too. Yes, absolutely, and she did that, when we first got the original notice.
Now-
Because the developer should have set some things up too.
yeah.
According-
And I'm sorry, and by the way, both the developer has acknowledged that, and both EPD and St. John's have agreed that this was a developer issue, and they will support us in a complaint against the developer. However, it's our responsibility to fix now. But both EPD and St. John's said that we do have a valid complaint in their minds against the original developer, but it's our problem to fix now.
What if a homeowner destroyed a swell?
Then we should go after the homeowner too. If we can prove it, and that's absolutely, sure, of course. Yeah. Good, okay. What else have we got to move to?
Well, we went past it, but at the beginning, there was this list, spreadsheet, delinquent. Okay. Other than the ones where there's, a note under the comments that the owner's requesting a fine waiver,
That's a sp-
please, yes. They are ready to be sent to the attorney if the board approves it.
I'm all in favor of this.
Yeah, I second the motion, send to the attorney.
Good, any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Send it to the attorney. Thanks, Ramona.
Okay. There's only one other thing that I believe I have, and that is the renewal of pool maintenance contract. I don't know, I don't-
We got volleyball and bank accounts.
No, I meant my management report stuff. There was one for the,
Okay, I will reach out to Biotech, and you can reach out to Maxter, okay? Thanks.
the pool maintenance is going up in 2016. I included the new amount in the budget for the finance committee. However, if you wanted to continue to be done on Saturdays, it's going up.
Well, I don't think we have to do Saturday during the winter, but Saturday during the summer, I think is essential. We get so many complaints during the summer.
Why don't we train one of our own guys to do it?
You wanna pay for somebody to go to pool school?
Yeah, what about Al?
There's a lot of, like pinch penny couldn't do your, commercial pool. It's a whole separate regulatory.
And, you know, I looked inside there, it's more complicated than your pool. It's not, not that straightforward. So they're increasing it 10%, that's a huge increase for 1 year.
John, you wanna take a shot at negotiating with them?
Yeah, they're increasing 10% the rate on Saturday.
We got Saturdays
We
now.
already have Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, he says they're going to serve the pool Monday to Friday for 843.
Yeah, we've only been billing.
We skip 1 weekday now in exchange for Saturday.
Effective September 2015, we're only serving Monday through Friday for the 843.
And you know something, I'm happy to do it from now until April, Monday through Friday. The pool doesn't get much use in the next couple of weeks once it cools off, and the pool's not heated. There's weekends that there's nobody in the pool all weekend. So we start cutting the pool back, this is the time of year to do it for. We could probably go to 3 days a week come October, November.
Well, I think that's what we need to do with this rather than have it cast in stone here.
Yeah,
We
we're
ought
gonna
to have
have
a schedule, you know, these 3 months we want this, these, 3 months we want that.
That's gonna be
these 6
reasonable
months we
also
want
for twice a
this.
week, like Monday, Friday. Or twice a week,
Well, we got Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Oh,
or 6 Saturdays.
You think
No,
we
you
could,
can't do that. If you're a commercial pool, you have to be serviced every day,
every,
except for, you have 5 days a week.
even during the winter when the pool's not used?
Why did he give us his proposal for 3 times a week?
You have to have the health department's form and all that. The health department comes and looks for that. 3 times a week might be the least, but I think somebody else has to do the chemicals.
Okay, let's find out from them what's the least we can do during the winter when the pool's not used at all.
Yeah, water pulls down, you don't just put much stuff in there.
You could always close,
Correct.
you could always close the pool too.
Yeah.
during the
Yeah,
winter.
but that doesn't mean you stop servicing it.
Well, you could probably do it 3 times a week, if no one's getting in it.
Remember, someone comes down from.
I was gonna say, the northerners
Yeah,
come
yeah.
down and get in
Yeah,
this
you're right.
50-degree water, let me tell
Most of us that
you.
live here won't go near it.
Yeah.
But that's just like you look at the golf course on any given day, on a cold day, you can tell who the touristas are.
Yeah.
They're out there in shorts, the rest of us are got mittens on.
Alright.
So, Ramona, for 5 days a week, that Monday through Friday is gonna be 8:43.
It is now 8:43.
Yeah, and then next year it's gonna go to 9:16, and then if we do the weekend, it's gonna be 1,013.
Correct.
Do you look at any other companies to do this? You got any more
Not
proposals?
yet.
Maybe we should get a couple more proposals.
You wanna tackle that, John, or you want Ramona?
One big companies.
Okay.
Come on, give me prices.
Okay. Let's get a couple more quotes. And let's do the pool as little as possible during the winter, as little as legally allowed.
Got it.
When it
You need
gets-
to go back and do your minutes from August.
Mhm. I've got those set aside to look at again. We're gonna table the minutes.
And you're going to make a motion to, take the swim instructions.
Swim
You
units,
signed it, but
contract?
you didn't make a motion.
It cost us no money, so do we need a motion for that? It's free to the community.
Yeah,
So is a motion
Well,
required? Yeah, I make a motion that we renew our contract with Swim Kids USA.
hey, did you read the letter from that homeowner though?
I did, and it's not valid.
Not valid?
It's not even
It's only
remotely.
one person.
It's not valid, and it came back on the survey with numerous compliments about the great service. So I make a motion that we renew the contract with Swim Kids USA.
I'll second.
There's no cost to the community. Our attorney has looked at the contract and found it to be fair and favorable to us from a liability standpoint. Have a second?
I second.
Mark, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And we were tabling the minutes, is what you said.
Yeah, we'll look at, we'll have it to you next week. We'd like to read it when we have a clear mind. And then you have volleyball court on there and new bank accounts.
Well, I see we table both of those.
Well, the
Baker's not
bank
here.
accounts, we were waiting for Randolph, I
He's
just
not
left
here.
it on there because he's not here.
Yeah.
Or in hopes that he was gonna be here, and volleyball court,
We're still.
I emailed John Baker, but didn't get an answer from him. Have you gotten an
No,
answer?
no, he's answered.
I did email
Okay.
him maybe a week ago. Or more.
Any other business?
Oh, the pond cleanup scum, golf course ponds.
Uh-huh.
He's doing it.
You asked me to put that on there, Don.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts if we just send a letter?
I think we should just do a clean cut January first. We'll take a look at bonds.
Well, he needs 30 days.
Right.
So if we decide to do a letter by the time that all gets
We'll do it around
done,
Thanksgiving.
We don't, a letter that says what?
We'll
he
take
has
a look
30
at
days
bonds.
to cure it, so he knows. And
He's
then
working on
afterwards-
it now. I drove around with him, last 2 Fridays.
Yeah.
He's got a couple on the course good, and he started working on the ones on Lakeshore.
You know, my concern is when EPD comes out, and they're gonna be here in the next 2 months, as they're driving down looking left, and they decide to look right, and they see that pond, how bad it looks. We're gonna have another
That's why
issue,
he's in there doing it.
and they're not draining properly. Because when they drain into that one pond, that pond's draining into the lake is low.
Oh, they had
There's
19
an
inches
issue
of,
with that water going from those ponds into that potential
You
pond.
think the lake is low right now?
It's low enough that the water's draining into it.
we had
The difference,
19 inches of rain in August. It was historic rain.
it's October and it's been pretty dry. I don't know, you guys, I'm adding water to my pool. That water's, it's flowing and it's evaporating.
There's still spots on the golf course that are still.
I'd rather have Mark tell him he's got a
Yeah.
quick timeline to fix it, otherwise we're gonna give him 30 days here. Let Mark have the problem with it.
I'll talk to him again Friday.
Yeah,
I'll write with him every Friday.
all right.
It might be worthwhile to tell them that we're having a problem with that swell, and the EPA is gonna be in here quite a few times.
I'd make that point very well known to them, because the fine's coming to us.
Yeah,
It's not going to the golf course.
yeah.
But in our protection, we can offset that to them,
Yeah.
plus cost. ladies have any business for the board?
Yes, I just have one concern that I want to bring to the board's attention. You had stated previously that you had no personal dealings with the Orlando Law Group or Miss England.
I did not state that, no.
Yeah, it's on film. It's on film.
I did not state that, I said that
All
I
right,
had.
well, I'm not gonna get into a context, okay?
I'm sorry,
Just
you're making,
listen to what I have
you're
to
making a
say.
statement, I disagree with your statement, I had used them to prepare a will for
I
me several years
will
ago.
have them prepare the video for you to see.
But at previous board meetings,
But-
I have, at previous board meetings, I made a statement that they had prepared a will for me
That
several years
this
ago.
is a conflict of interest. You are suing personally another resident in this community on a personal business matter and using our attorney. That is clearly a conflict of interest. I mean, you can say you didn't say it, I really don't care, I have it on tape, I've got everything ready, and I'm gonna send it all up to the state and let them
Please.
decide.
I had
I think
stated,
it's a conflict of interest.
I had stated previously that I had used the Atlanta Law Group to prepare a will for me several years ago.
Right.
Uh,
And you've had nothing since. This lawsuit was filed March 24th of 2015.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
It's such a minor issue, okay?
Conflict of interest like that is not a minor issue.
No.
You know, I don't think it's a minor issue.
Well, that's your opinion,
Okay, well,
Right.
we'll see what this takes us.
please. Any other business?
I'd like to make a motion to have discussion about per service residential.
Go ahead.
Anyone second?
What's that?
Any other one? All right,
Who seconded that?
John,
Thank
do
you, John.
we have,
All in favor?
All in favor?
any discussion? Aye.
Aye.
But I'd like to add a motion, I think the best way to say this was keep it simple. I would like to propose or make a motion that we send a 60-day termination letter to First Service to terminate the contract.
I second the motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, adjourn this meeting at, a motion to adjourn at 4:19.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well,
In his mailbox.
The mailbox is full.
you missed one.